Peter Thiel is on the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group.
Well, that's just a way to throw you off.
He's actually
on the upside, there's a big but, because the but is he may be able to buy InfoWars in an auction. Save my ass.
Do you remember when the Alex Jones show was just a comedy podcast where he often made up things that were so ridiculous nobody ever took it any type of seriously, but you appreciated that it existed? It just meant that people could say whatever they want on the internet. Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. He's always been political, but he was never partisan. He went at Bush and Obama aggressively. He ain't have no picks. But all it took was one presidential candidate to join as a guest on his podcast for him to jump 2 feet into that water and completely back a single candidate, which a lot of people were saying completely ruined his life. So here we have Sam Seder during the Majority Report, where they make fun of how much of a pretzel Alex Jones has to bend himself into just to try to keep the way he's talking about politics the same, even though he's now fully on supporting big government, mass surveillance. So we're going to watch some clips of that, some clips of Alex Jones, and we'll talk about it at the end.
This is exclusive. I love this.
Clipped by Alex.
Alex Jones is providing an exclusive to Alex Jones responding to the Palantir hysteria and laying out what's really happening. Now, where is Alex Jones? Does he still have, is InfoWars still his? What is he, where does he do this?
Well, he does have the branding InfoWars still up. I hadn't known that, but it must still be in Austin.
I mean, what does he do? Like, how does he still have, I think the court didn't allow for the sale, and maybe it's still sort of like in a holding pattern.
Probably that. Yeah. It looks like he calls it the Alex Jones Network now, AJN Live.
I guess maybe you cannot trademark a title. Is that possible?
Or nobody could at least sue him for it yet because it's in limbo. So he might as well still use it. But here he is talking about Palantir.
Everybody's asking me about Palantir. And when you look at it and you understand it.
Hold on for 1 second. Ozempic? Or just nerves?
He really resents the suggestion that this is anything but his, I guess, newfound discipline in terms of health. And people that accuse him of being Ozempic, something he would never take, are liars and making the world a worse place. So.
I see. Okay.
And when you look at it and you understand it, Palantir and the surveillance systems and the AI and all of it has been an outlier from the bigger companies. And it's been wanting to get big contracts. And Trump wants to use it to track illegal aliens and stuff, and the real ID that they're trying to bring in that's terrible, that never got implemented because it's unconstitutional. So I've been critical of all of that. And I obviously don't trust Palantir and the rest of the stuff it's doing. But it is small compared to all the other big AI and the Pentagon Sentinel and all the rest of it. The reason you're seeing the attacks on it everywhere is because it's trying to get contracts that other big tech companies already have, and because Palantir has been supportive of Trump. And so, yeah, Trump is going to them because they've been supporters. But all this hype about Palantir, all of these systems can be used for control. All these systems are out of control.
So just to be clear, what he's doing here is his buddies in Austin.
Yep.
He's basically just running cover for his buddies in Austin. Palantir's not great, but they're an underdog. They're an underdog. We should be rooting for them.
The watchword here is when he says "but," because he'll say all these sorts of things that
But let's be clear.
Has been supportive of Trump. And so, yeah, Trump is going to them because they've been supporters. But all this hype about Palantir, all of these systems can be used for control. All these systems are out of control. All the AIs are woke. But so Palantir is being used to run AI drones, killing people in Gaza. All of it's very concerning.
All of the AI is woke, whatever that means. But a bit of that is Alex Jones at his best, distrusting the powerful. But it's too bad that he fully supports them because he thinks they're on his side. So he can say whatever he wants about AI being woke, oh my God. But at the end of the day, you support the AI controlling our government and just handing over all of our data to CIA cutouts like Palantir and XAI, which is Elon Musk's AI company. You can't pick and choose when it comes to these things because they're all on the same team. And if they're on one team, who you think they're playing against? Everybody else. Even if Alex Jones doesn't see himself as a quote unquote regular person, he's way closer to us than he is to them. No matter what he says. He was one of the first people to actually get canceled, quote unquote, from the internet. Getting removed from all the social medias, his banking, everything. He was one of the first people to actually get the internet death penalty. And even if he doesn't realize it, this is going to be that on a mass scale targeted at everybody.
Why do people know about Palantir and nothing else? Well, that's because it comes from the left, only focusing on Palantir, because it's seen as something being brought in to surveil the government itself and to try to find ways for fraud abuse. That's what Trump wants it for. Trump admin tasked Palantir with expanding U.S. surveillance state. And the New York Times and all of them are all over it. Palantir's deepening government ties spark fears of centralized surveillance. And you've got the owner of it, the CEO of it, with all his statements about crushing the right wing in Europe and all the rest of it. I got serious concerns. It's just that endless hyping about it and only focusing on it is coming out of the left, and the populist anti-globalist movement has taken it absolutely hook, line, and sinker. You've been completely flummoxed.
Basically, he's talking about, like, I think Nick Fuentes in particular, maybe someone like Laura Loomer, saying, hey, all of the sort of white supremacists that are in my audience are concerned about this massive dragnet that you're enabling the government to do.
Laura Loomer, incidentally, reportedly just met with J.D. Vance for an hour at the vice president's, I don't know if it was residence or office yesterday.
Talk to somebody smarter than Curtis Yarvin.
Don't pay attention to the Palantir stuff.
Alex Jones, you can search his tweets for Bilderberg Group. That's one of his things. Peter Thiel is on the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group.
Well, that's just a way to throw you off.
He's actually
on the upside, there's a big but, because the but is he may be able to buy InfoWars in an auction. Save my ass.
He's actually on the Bilderberg steering committee trying to make it better.
The thing I always would say about Alex Jones for years and years and years was if Alex Jones didn't exist, the CIA would invent him, because he is basically, when anybody's sniffing around something that the CIA or any other sort of group is doing, Alex Jones would be deployed to basically just lead someone down a rabbit hole to believe that it's, half a step away from lizards or weather machines or whatnot. And that's the function he's serving right there.
And he, I think, is pretty conscious about this. This is from a documentary by John Ronson, a British journalist, from a series called The Secret Rulers of the World. And this is Alex Jones talking about another guy, David Icke, who is the sort of like everyone's a reptilian thing.
Yes.
And he calls David Icke, he says, Icke is doing a turd in a punch bowl. And we'll just play a little bit of this here. It's about 50 seconds.
Open.
Blood. Al Gore needs blood to drink. So does Prince Philip. I mean, it's asinine, and it's being picked up by people, and so it discredits all of the reality people are talking about. And that's the problem with David Icke. He's got a good line to a point, and then he discredits it all. It's like a turd in the punch bowl. That's his job. He's got this nice big thing, this nice fruit punch, nice ice cubes floating around in it, and then he takes a big dump right in the middle of it, and no one's going to drink out of that punch bowl.
But is he in league with them to do that?
I think he knows what he has to do in a controlled world to get away with what he's doing and be given attention. And he's either a smart opportunist con man, or he's completely insane, or he's working for them directly. But I tend to think he's just a con man who understands how things works and is just a real opportunist.
Now, the irony of that is that that clip is very much like Tucker Carlson in 2000 on, I think it was C-SPAN, where he was saying Bill O'Reilly is a fraud. He tries to be an everyman and a populist, but, all he is one, leaked story out from how he sends back his champagne on a air flight and yells at the waitress, and it's all going to fall apart. And I think what happened with Tucker Carlson over the years is he realized, like, oh, wait a second. No, that Bill O'Reilly ain't going to get taken out like that. That's actually exactly what I should do.
It's a working model.
It's a working model. It is proof of concept. And I think Alex Jones saw the same thing with David Icke.
Alex Jones used to be an anti-government voice no matter who was in office. It was just, because you're in office, you must be the enemy of the people. And that's not a terrible stance to have. You got to make sure to never give the benefit of the doubt to the people in power, because they don't deserve any benefit of the doubt. You don't become a billionaire or president without shaking a few hands and covering up a few things. Not in America or anywhere else. That's not how it works. But maybe it is all a play so that Peter Thiel or Elon Musk or anybody with a couple $1 billion that's willing to buy InfoWars from Alex Jones to get him out of that $1 billion debt. But if he would have just stuck to his original principle of not trusting people in power, and obviously he probably would have been hated by his core audience, but he would have had a bigger platform because it would have just been what he thought was true, not just picking a side. It's kind of pathetic. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. If you made it this far into the video, you might as well like, subscribe, come back next time. Peace.